Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We are live again with another QRA, quick restorative acupressure live. I'm getting the chat ready. So, those of y'all who are jumping on, type into the chat. Type into the chat what you need help with, what ailments that you would like me to show you some QRA, quick restorative acupressure that can help alleviate some of the discomfort that you are experiencing. And so let me start as I'm waiting for everybody to type into the chat. I'm gonna give you a disclaimer. The disclaimer I have to give every week, otherwise YouTube will shut down this channel. And so, again, I am not a physician. I am an acupuncturist. I'm a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner, and um, what I'm showing you today, you still need to go visit your physician. You need to ask your physician whether you can do this, if it's safe or not. So that's a disclaimer that I'm not saying that, hey, I'm going to cure you of anything. Um, but this is about holistic. I'm not going to tell you anything about what to do with your medications, surgery, and so forth. Um, that's not what this channel is about. This channel is about helping you take control of your own health. Okay. And so as you are tuning in, type in to the chat what you would like help with. What you would like help with. And I'm going to pause for 1 second. I need to lower the screen. The sun is right in my eyes. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, we are back. So type into the chat what you need help with, um, and I will go one by one. So first come, first serve. All right, so Karen. Good morning, and thank you for tuning in. If you're tuning in, you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Get your friends and family who need help to hit the subscribe button so that they can know that, hey, I'm going live. And I'm doing other podcasts with herbs that tell you that to share with you how Chinese herbs, only Chinese herbs, how it can help you with your health and how you can use them to improve your health. Okay. So I'm going to jump in because I only got about 20 minutes today. Karen's got lupus. Okay, so lupus. Lupus is an immune system problem. Okay. So you have to address the immune system, right? So how do you restore your immune system function? You can say, how do you balance your immune system? First, you have to understand what are the main organs that directly influence your immune system and keep your immune system from attacking itself, an autoimmune condition, right? This applies for any type of autoimmune conditions, what I'm about to show you, okay? So, what are the organs? the First of all organs affect your immune system, but what are the ones that specifically directly affect it immediately? First one is your intestines. You can say your gut is your intestines. So your gut and your intestines, they directly influence your immune system. So why do I say that? Because in your intestines, if you didn't know, you have bacteria, right? We have bacteria, we have viruses, we have fungi all in our body, but we have beneficial bacteria and we have harmful bacteria. Our body needs bacteria in order to stay afloat, to stay alive, right? And even for optimal health. And so the intestines contains a lot of our bacteria. Now it contains our good bacteria and also contains our bad bacteria. Um, and so the good bacteria is what we get from our food, right? We can get from our food, but also the bad bacteria. What we put in our mouth, it also is our bad bacteria. Um, so why does the intestines influence our immune system? Well, normally, if you look at your intestines, let's say this is your good bacteria, this is your bad bacteria. Normally, the good bacteria should be elevated. The good bacteria besides benefiting our whole body, it also suppresses, it keeps this bad bacteria in check. Now, when we eat the wrong things and the bad bacteria comes up, right? That's an imbalance. A normal balance is this way, right? And so, imbalance, if they were equal, that's an imbalance. That means the good bacteria is not doing its job to suppress, to keep hold of the bad bacteria. The bad bacteria causes infections, right? It causes the autoimmune flare-ups. It causes your lupus flare-ups. It causes your rheumatoid flare-ups. It causes your eye flare-ups. That's the bad bacteria, right? So we need to make sure we have good bacteria that suppresses this. So that's one way of how to improve your immune system by improving your digestive system. Okay, so improving your digestive system, what can we do? I'm getting to it. I'm just explaining all of this, so you have to understand. It's not just about, oh, I do this QRA and it's going to fix everything. No, it won't. You have to add everything else. Okay, so the QRA for the intestines in general and digestion, right? Um, you can do, and I've shared this in one of my reels before, but what you're going to do is you want to improve blood circulation to your digestive system. Thankfully, your digestive system is all right here, okay, in your gut area. So all you got to do is improve the circulation to this area right here. So one of the ways is we can go to our legs, okay? So we're going to go to our legs. So there are nerves in our legs. So doesn't matter which leg. You can draw two lines, okay? So I like to go from here, right? Your knees, these are the eyes of the knees. So they're like the indentions, when you extend them and you'll feel some indentions. You're gonna find these extend indentions, and then get my little line. See, find my indention, and I'm gonna draw a line, straight line down my leg. Okay. So I'm gonna draw a straight line down my leg, and now here's my bone. Here's my tibia. It's right here. So you can see there's a space right here in between is right. It's right by the bone. This nerve, these nerves right here, you're going to first find the most tender spots, but you're going to find the nerves. This nerve specifically is connected to your stomach, right? Your stomach, and it can also affect your large intestine as well. But you're going to go down here. You're going to go all the way down. You can go all the way to your ankle bone. You're going to find the most tender spot, and you're going to push. Oh, like my right here is very tender for me. So right here. So I'm going to push for 30 seconds. Okay. And you're going to do this every day. Like, you may not have an autoimmune flare up right now, but you're going to do this every day. Okay. Do it at least 3 times a day. And then the next one is the indent right here. So I put the indentation line right here. I did this one. Now I'm going to do the second one, right? The second one. Now this one I'm going to go, it's the same thing. Here's your tibia, the bone. You're going to go in the inside, not on the bone, but in the inside of the bone, inside of the bone. Okay. You're going to go down, you're going to find the most tender spot. This nerve is connected to your spleen, okay? Your spleen, and the spleen in Chinese medicine, they found helps regulate your digestive system, right? Actually, your spleen and stomach are two of the ones, and they also can influence your large intestine and small intestine as well. So you're going to find a tender spot on both legs. Okay, you're going to press on them for 30 seconds. You're going to do it throughout the day. When you're working, if you work from home, press on it, find that spot and work on it, right? If you have an autoimmune flare up at the time, press on it. Okay, you can do both legs, right? Now, this is in combination with your diet change. If you don't change your diet, you're not going to influence your immune system that much. You have to change your diet, right? Um, and I can tell you this, if you want to really change your immune system, you need to decrease your animal protein. It is a myth that animal protein helps your immune system. It does not long term. Okay. All right. We've got a couple of more comments. Uh, Karen, let me know if that makes sense about lupus. Okay. So I'll move on to the next one. Yola. CJ, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Yola, thank you for tuning in. Anna, thank you for tuning in. Yola, I have very bad digestion problems. I also have hiatal hernia, and I get lots of heartburn, and I'm always uncomfortable after having a meal. It's me up most of the nights. Yeah. So heartburn. So digestion, what I just showed Karen, for lupus, for the digestive system, what I just showed you with the QRA, quick restorative acupressure, it can help your your hiatal hernia, which is your hernia coming up, your your intestines coming up past, actually it's not your intestines, your stomach coming up past your diaphragm. That what I just showed you with the QRA, it can help with that, and it can just relax it and drop it. Okay, so that is one thing. That will also help your heartburn as well. Okay, and so and I'll show you another one. So there's many ways to do this. Okay, so we can use our hands, right? And this actually for Karen, this also will go for with your lupus as well. So the large intestine, there is a nerve that's directly connected to your large intestine that is on your hand, right? So, if you've watched some of my reels, I've done the shimmy like this, right? Because it stimulates the large intestine nerve, which is on the side, and make sure y'all can see this. It's on the side of this index finger. A nerve that's connected to your large intestine is on the side. It goes like this and goes up here and goes up and it goes up your arm and then eventually it goes down to your large intestine. Okay, but you can influence the blood circulation, the nutrient delivery to your large intestine just from your fingers up here, right? So for the large intestine, you just same thing. You're going to press on your index finger. Okay, you're going to press on your index finger to see which is the most tender spot, right? So I'm not finding any tender spots for me, but that's what you press. You just squeeze until you can find the tender spot. And here, you're pressing like up here, right? Squeezing here. Oh, mine's tender right here. So I would press here for 30 seconds. So when you have the heartburn, right? Actually, this will help with your acid reflux as well. Even though it's a large intestine, the digestive system is all connected. Okay, you fix one part of the digestive system, it helps the other. Okay, that's why some people you may be thinking, wait, heartburn is in my stomach. Why are you telling me about large intestine? Okay, uh, it's all connected. Okay, hopefully. If your digestive system is not all connected, then you got a bigger problem. Okay. Um, and actually, some people are like, oh, why, if I have foot pain, why are you telling me to push on my hands? Everybody, your body's all connected. Yes, even though in Western medicine, allopathic medicine, they have specialties and they separate all the organs. Like they have cardiology, and they have gastroenterology, and they make it seem like they're not connected. No, no, no. Cardiovascular disease affects your digestive system. Digestive system affects your cardiovascular system. Okay, it's all connected. So coming back to this, large intestine, you're going to find the most tender spot on your hand and you're going to push on it. So when you're having heartburn and at night when you're sleeping, you're laying down and you're sleeping and it's like this burning sensation, you can find the tender spot, okay? It will help. And why does this work? Uh, why is this not the same as acupressure? Well, that's the beauty of my QRA, quick restorative acupressure. It's different from normal acupressure. Okay, it's different. There's some similarities, but there's also a lot of differences. And that's why I'm telling you to stimulate your large intestine nerve for your stomach acid reflux. Okay, so that's how you do it. And you press again before you eat, find these spots. You can use both hands, find these spots. You can do your legs, okay, like I said a while ago, before you eat and see if that works. If that doesn't work, go to your hand, okay? I've got thousands of ways to do this, okay? The body is it's just like it's so perfect. We have so many different ways to stimulate blood to certain areas of your body. So Yola, let me know if that works. Give it a try. All right. Let's see. Anna, okay, best method to relieve menstrual cramps. Awesome. Okay, so menstrual cramps. Menstrual cramps are in the pelvic area, right? Again, why are you having menstrual cramps? Hormonal imbalance most of the time, that's the reason, right? But you could also be having it because you have cyst, which cause hormonal imbalance. You also have fibroids. that can cause menstrual cramps, right? Fibroids, if you have uterine fibroids, that causes severe menstrual cramps, right? So what can you do to alleviate, let me come back, alleviate menstrual cramps. So menstrual cramps are right in the pelvic area, right? They're in the pelvic area. So what you're going to do, actually, it's easier. I think it's easier to just to use the foot. Okay. So the pelvic area core is now this is QRA. This is not acupressure. Okay. So you're going to use your foot. You're going to use your foot as this area. This foot images or reflects your pelvic area. So like your uterus area, your ovary area, okay, your cervix area. So what you're going to do, there's a couple of things you can do, right? There's two lines I'm going to give you to draw. One is between your big toe and your second toe. There's a line right here that goes like this. This is connected to your liver. And this nerve actually goes up your leg, all the way to your uterus, your pelvis, and your ovaries. Okay. So first you're going to start from right here, draw this line, and you're going to find a tender spot. Most likely for women, they're usually really tender up in here. Like I'm even tender up in here. Okay. And then you're going to go up, and then you're going to go to the inside of your leg, right? But I would just say start from here to here, okay? Here to here. Don't go past your ankle for now, okay? And you're just gonna find from here, you're gonna press around. Does it matter? Does it really matter that you have to be along this line? No, it doesn't. This is the beauty of QRA. With acupressure, this is an acupressure also. With acupressure, people will teach you, oh, you have to be along like this line. In QRA, you don't. Okay. QRA is more expansive. So you can press anywhere around here, anywhere, just along this big toe area, right? Along this big toe area, you can just press anywhere. Any tender spots, you're going to press on it. So when you're having the menstrual cramps, you're going to push on the spot and hold down for 30 seconds, massage, and see if it relieves your cramps. It should, okay? QRA works really good for pain. So you should instantly see a decrease in your pain. If this point did not do it, then find another point, okay? You can go lower, okay? You can go lower down here and find a tender spot and press all the way to your big toe, right? So you're going to find this, find that tender spot, press on it hard. Your menstrual cramps should decrease. It may not go away 100%, but it should decrease instantly. Okay. And if it doesn't increase, then find another spot. But if it does increase, push on it some more and push around it. Let's say this spot worked. You're like, oh man, it reduced it by 50%. Great. So let's go around it and find another tender spot just around the same point, right? And press on it for 30 seconds. It should reduce it even more. If it doesn't, you always got the other foot, right? So you doesn't matter which foot, you can choose whichever foot. And at the same time, what I want you to do is this. I want you to get a hot water bottle or like a moist heat, some type of moist heat that you can put on your pelvic area, okay? So that will increase the blood circulation one way, and then you doing my QRA will increase the blood circulation also a second way. So you'll have two things that's increasing blood circulation to your pelvic area, which will reduce your menstrual cramps. Okay. Because when you have pain, it's because that area, the blood circulation is not good. We call it in Chinese medicine, we say it's stagnated. It's blocked, right? It didn't really stop. It's just really maybe sluggish or it's not effective. And so if you can move more blood to that area, then that will push through, the blockage and it will bring new nutrients to the area. Okay. So, Anna, let me know if that helps. If you're having the menstrual cramps right now, give it a try right now. Let me know. Okay. Give me some feedback right away. Awesome. Next one, Rita, thank you for joining. Hello, knee pain. Yeah, knee pain. I've done many QRA reels, but I'll share with you today. So knee pain, you're going to use your elbow. Okay, you're going to use your elbow because if you imagine your arm is the same thing like your leg, right? You see where it bends? See where it bends, right? See where it bends? So where does so we're bent here is like we're bent here, right? So the knee is reflected on the elbow. So we're going to go to the elbow, okay? So I'm going to show you to the elbow. So if you here you can start with this, but and I'll tell you if it matters or not. Let's say you have the inside of the knee, okay? Inside of the knee, then guess what? You're going to go to inside, you go to inside of your elbow. You're going to press, you're going to find, go here. You're going to find inside of your elbow, what is the most tender spots? Okay. And that's going to correlate to the inside of your knee. Now, if you're hurting on the outside of the knee, then guess what? You're going to go to the outside of your elbow and press and find tender spots, right? You want to press on the bones. If your pain is like it feels like it's in the joint, it's in the bones, right? Or your patella, your kneecap, then you want to press on your elbow, your funny bone, right? Right? You might get a few laughs out of it too, right? So you're going to press on the bone and find that tender spot and press it for 30 seconds, okay? And then go test your knee, right? Well, first test your knee. You can do it by, grabbing a chair and just standing and sitting and see where it hurts. So I would test that first and then come and find the tender spot on your elbow, okay? And then push on it for 30 seconds and then stand up again. Stand up again and test it, okay? So again, with pain, I am looking for instant relief, okay? Now again, when I say instant relief, I'm not saying it's going to go away 100%. I'm saying, hey, if you were at a 5 out of 10 in pain scale and it dropped to 3 out of 10, right? Then that means it's working. So you just got to keep on finding a tender spot and continue to massage it, and pain will start to decrease. And why does it decrease? Because my QRA is not like acupressure. Acupressure, you're just stimulating the acupuncture points, you're stimulating the meridians. With QRA, I'm doing one thing. Actually, two things. Sorry. I'm doing two things. Number one, I am moving blood. I'm teaching you how to move more blood to the diseased area, to the weak area. That's the first thing that QRA does. The second thing QRA does that acupressure does not do, QRA, my QRA helps retrain your brain to do it, to regain the healing. Okay. So by stimulating these points, I'm teaching you to send a signal to your brain to tell your brain, hey brain, you need to be moving blood to my knee. Like, let's get your act together. You need to be moving blood to my intestines, to my gut for my autoimmune condition. You need to be moving blood to my pelvic area, to my ovaries and uterus to balance my hormones. So those are the two things that QRA is different from acupressure. Okay, so Rita, let me know. You can probably test it out. Knee pain, joint pain is easier to test immediately. The autoimmune is harder because sometimes you have flare-ups, sometimes you don't. And if you're taking medications, all that can affect it. So Rita, why don't you test it out and let me know? Okay. Uh, can you help with ocular hypertension? Yeah. So actually, I'm gonna hit two birds with one stone. Okay. Cece. So ocular hypertension, eyes, right? I just talked about the knees. So you you can actually use the same thing that I shared with Rita about her knee pain. Okay, so if you look at if you imagine my whole arm from here, so from here, hand all the way to my shoulder, right? So if you imagine my hand, my whole arm, from my hand to if this was my whole face, like my whole face, okay? If this was my whole face, where would my eyes be, right? From here to here. It would be near my elbow, right? So here's the difference though. See, here's the difference from what I told Rita. Rita, I told her to push on the bone, right? But with ocular problems, hypertension, it's the fluid part, right? It's it's the blood vessels that are feeling they're increasing the pressure. So the blood pressure, the gooey part or the fluidy part, right, is not the bone. So you're going to not push the bone. So you're going to push around your elbow, but you're not going to push on the bone. You're going to push all around it. Okay. All around in the muscles, the tendons. Okay. You're going to push all around it. Right. You see, my inside here is really tender. You're going to find that tender spot and you're going to push on it for 30 seconds. Okay. With ocular hypertension, you may feel some distension, some pressure in your eye. So if you find the right spot, it will improve. It will do a couple things. It will vasodilate the capillaries, which means when your capillaries or your blood vessels are really tight and they're not relaxed, they're not able to relax, that increases blood pressure, right? That will increase the pressure in your eyes. And so if you can relax it, right, the blood pressure goes down. The pressure in your eyes will go down. Okay. That's one of the medications, for people who have hypertension. They have a class, a category of blood pressure medications that specifically vasodilate. They relax the blood vessels. Well, you can do that also with my QRA. So you're gonna find the tender spot around the elbow. It can be up or below, doesn't matter, but it's not on the bone. It's just anywhere around, okay? Anywhere around you can press. And that when you find that tender spot, if you feel pressure in your eyes, like distension, like they're bulging or someone's pushing from behind your eyeball and pushing it out, right? Then this should reduce it pretty quick as well. So give it a try if you do have that. Some people don't have the pressure sensation. Okay. All right, last one, guys. Last one. And Anna, my daughter's watching and trying. Awesome. Let me know if it works. Daily vlogs, hot flashes. I did the previous QRA was on hot flashes. So the previous QRA live, go check that out. Okay, daily vlog. Okay, so many sensitive spots on the inside of my elbow. Yeah, yeah. So there can be. Now, this Rita, you bring up a great point. So even though I'm using your elbow to treat your knees, right? And so that doesn't mean that uh, all of these tender spots are reflecting only your knee. You may have other issues because just like I shared with Cece, right? Cece, I said also use the elbow, right? So, I mean, the elbow can also correlate to your eyes. It could also, guess what, correlate to your nose. You may have allergy problems. I don't know. I'm not telling you what you have. I'm just saying this elbow area reflects so many parts of your body. It can reflect your knee. It can reflect your eyes, your ears, your nose, right? It can also reflect your fingers. Okay, it can reflect your toes. It can reflect your abdomen, your digestive system, your stomach. It can reflect so many areas. So that so many tender spots, right? It could mean there's somewhere else in your body needs more blood circulation. So, but it doesn't really matter in the sense of if you find a tender spot, you need to press on it. Okay. Pain is our way of our brain telling us, hey, something's wrong. Okay. I need help. And so, or something's short circuiting. So you need to press on it and massage 30 seconds, okay, on that specific point, right? And if you just do this, if you just do your arms, right? Well, do your elbow. Let's just say do your elbows every day. Every day you just start looking for tender spots in your elbows, right? You're naturally doing QRA without even trying. Now, how cool is that, right? So now here's the thing. Most people are not going to spend the time. Most people are going to complain and say, I don't have time to do that. But they have time to watch 2 hours movie, right? But when you're watching the movie, why not just start pushing around on specific parts of your body? Start with one place. You can do your hand first, right? There's reflexology. We all know that in the bottom of the foot, right? There's correlations to the whole body. Well, that's everywhere in your body. That is QRA, right? That's so beautiful. So you can start with your fingers, right? Fingers and just start pressing anywhere. You're watching TV, you're watching a movie, right? You're chatting with someone, you can just be pressing. And then when you find that tender spot, just dig in, right? You do this, you're gonna start seeing things improve. You're gonna be surprised. Like, wow, I didn't do anything different except do Jimmy's QRA. And man, things are just starting to improve, right? So I challenge someone to do that. Okay. Okay. And report back. All right, guys. All right. Time is up. I apologize, Rita. But actually, so yeah, if you have Crohn's, yeah, exactly. So perfect. Rita, that is just perfect. Crohn's, I would also recommend you do it around your elbow as well. Okay. Because I'll just, this last thing, and then I got to sign off, guys. Because if you think about it, let me see if you can see me standing up. Okay. So elbow, so where small intestine, right? Small intestine actually starts right here. We use this. Starts right here. And then it's all in here, small intestine. So from here to here, is your small intestine, right? So guess what? From here, right here, draw a line. Oh, look, where does it go? Where does it go? Elbow. You see? Go down here. Where does it go? Where does it go? Still near the elbow. You see, Rita? So cool, right? That's QRA. Hit 5 birds with 1 stone. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Next, same thing, next week, same time, Sunday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. You log in early so I can talk, give you the QRA for your ailment. So first come, first serve. All right, guys, have a great Sunday. Get your friends, your daughter, your family to subscribe, get them on so we can help them start doing things because you absolutely have control of your own health. Okay. You do need doctors, but they are to assist you. They're not in charge for you. They're not going to do it for you. You need healthcare practitioners around you to support you, but you need to take control. And this podcast right here, I'm teaching you how to take control of your own health.